So anyway, getting back to, talking about the House of Blues and, American Dog. Well, Tesla, is out promoting a new release called Simplicity.
Sure.
And, pretty good record.
Yeah, it's not bad. A little slow.
Yeah, it's a little slow, but regardless, they did play like 3 or 4 tracks from the new CD.
Right.
Along with all the fan favorites. And American Dog went out there and slayed, and being that they don't have a hardcore following that knows who American Dog is, being that American Dog is out promoting their new release, Neanderthal.
Yeah.
They were able to play 6 new tracks from their CD.
Nice.
So, because, the fans weren't expecting to hear certain hits.
Right.
Because, they're fairly unknown in a lot of circles.
Right. Did they play like Drank Too Much or any of those?
No, they did not do those.
Really?
They played a lot of new material, but it was new to me, but it was new to the fans because it wasn't like the fans of Tesla were waiting for American Dog to play Drank Too Much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did they play Sometimes You Eat the Pussy?
They did play that.
Of course they did.
And then they played 6 tracks from the new one, and people seem to really dig American Dog.
That's good.
And so I hung out with the guys at the merch table, and the setup for House of Blues as far as the merchandising and as compared to the main room, you have to basically go back through a hallway, and if you don't know it's back there, you're likely not to pass through there.
Right.
So unless you're back there buying Tesla merchandise, which obviously a majority of people were there to see Tesla.
Sure.
American Dog did okay with taking some photos and signing some autographs and, so on and so forth. But they basically said that their 3 nights in the Illinois area, which they played over near Rockford, Illinois, and they played, Chicago, and they played, I can't remember where they were the night before, but they said that they lost money, for 3 nights because people just were not buying merch.
Right. That sucks.
Now, they said they did really well in Cleveland, though. They said
because people know them in Cleveland.
Yeah, true. So they bought people in Cleveland bought the CDs, and they bought American Dog patches and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. And they said they did very well in Cleveland, but when they went out to the Illinois Midwest area, they did not do as well. And, they were basically telling me how expensive it is, to be out there with the hotel rooms. And, they had some kind of a truck for their gear and traveling in, and then, that kind of stuff. And so with a vehicle that gets, between like 12 and 14 miles to a gallon, and you're, traveling 300 miles a night, that eats up a lot of money,
Yeah.
So, it's not all glamorous. They enjoyed the fact that they got to open up for Tesla, but it's not always a profitable venture.
No. Well, at least they got to do it once, right?
Absolutely. They did like, I don't know, over a dozen shows with them on this run.
Yeah, they did a bunch. I know that.
Yeah. So I guess they're heading over to Europe in October.
Right.
And their CD is doing, I guess, pretty well for people who are aware of it. So go over to americandog.us and go pick up their CD. Yeah,
definitely. You need to, because it's really good, too. Yeah. I mean, it kicks ass.
Yeah, it's American Dog. American Dog uses the AC/DC formula. You kind of know what you're going to get with American Dog.
Yeah, I mean, they've experimented a little on the last couple of records, just a little bit. But yeah, you're right, though. It's not like you put it on, all of a sudden it's this progressive Dream Theater record.
No, not at all. Not at all. But the guys performed well. They sounded great. It was good to see them. And I was glad to see that they got on the bill with Tesla. And then after the show, Tesla isn't one to come out as a band and do a CD signing or anything. So they only send one guy out from the band.
Oh, so how is Dave Rude?
Well, that's funny you would say that because somebody stopped by the American Dog table and said, who from Tesla is going to come out here? And Mike said probably Dave Rude. And nope, it was Troy Lakutta.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
wow.
he came out and hung out and talked, and he kept looking at me, and you know, I didn't say anything to him right away because, you know, all the fans were up and, oh, you know, Troy, sign this, sign that. Can I get a picture? Sign this, you know.
Sure.
And he kept looking at me and he goes, do I know you? I said, yeah, actually you do. I said, we've hung out on a few occasions. You've been on the show. I'm from the classic metal. Oh yeah, that's where I know you from.
Right.
So it was kind of funny because he kept staring at me like, I know who you are, but I can't quite place it, you know?
You're one of those million that I actually talk to. Exactly.
So anyway, the observation that I have for you, and I know it's early in the show, but I'm just going to get this out of the way, my American Dog Tesla experience.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old, okay? Been around the block a little bit, been doing this hard rock, 80s metal stuff since I was a teenager in my early 20s.
Okay.
So we're 30 years in.
All right.
To me, and I don't know if it's because I'm just getting older, and I've never had an appreciation for this before, but just seeing it with the lights on at my age, there is nothing more pathetic than people in their early 40s to mid 50s who still go to these shows and get totally polluted to where they can't stand up.
That's always fun.
That to me, because there were a lot of people who did come back to the Tesla, to the merchandise area,
right?
Totally plowed.
See, how do they afford that?
I don't know the answer, but
I make a good wage. I'll say it straight up. I make good money, and I cannot afford to go to the House of Blues and get blasted.
Well, they were, and I could not tell you how pathetic it is to see. And I hate to even use the term, but I'm going to use it anyway. Middle-aged people, going to a rock concert and being totally polluted to where your significant other or your friends basically have to keep you stood up or against a wall or hold you up so you don't fall down.
Right. And the worst part is there's nowhere to sit at most of these fucking places anymore, so it's not like you can even get that fucking asshole out of the way.
Exactly. So
you're stuck with them.
So I'm standing there watching this line of humanity filter past, stumbling, can't stand up, got the slanty Chinese eyes going on.
Okay.
Can barely see where they're going.
Is that a racist comment?
No, it's just an observation.
Okay.
It's observational humor.
Okay.
And can't stand up, and you're pushing 50, or if you're not 50 already. I just don't. It's just, I worked in a nightclub, you know, when I was in my early 20s.
Right.
And I saw a lot of that. And I guess I'm going to say that it's almost excusable when you're a youngster, because you're just sort of like soaking it in.
Sure.
As a youngster. But when you're 45 or 50 years old and you're stumbling all over yourself because you're so tanked up at a Tesla show, there's no dignity in that at all.
Right. And Tesla's really not that kind of a band anyway.
Right.
You know, I mean, I get if it's, I don't know, Metallica or something. You know, Metallica 20 years ago, because that was part of the Metallica
well,
thing.
Well, again, you said it, though, 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now it's just go. Have a couple drinks, enjoy yourself, bang your old lady after the show, and be done with it.
Yeah, but this you know, this parade of humanity going by, just totally wasted and barely being able to stand up, and you know, something about pleasantly plump middle-aged fat chicks.
Okay,
and guys with graying silvery hair.
Okay.
Barely able to stand up, stumbling out of a rock show. There's nothing attractive about that.
So wait a minute, you're saying that these are these guys fat guys or skinny guys or what?
Well, let's just put it this way: the girls, for the most part, were not the fit, trim 20-year-olds they were 30 years ago.
Okay.
And the guys, for the most part, they weren't the handsome, rugged, athletic type they might have been 20 or 30 years ago.
So what you're saying is that the Tesla crowd is, for the most part, those that have been beaten down by life.
So yeah, they've pumped out a few units. They've raised their children. Their lungs are full of 40 years worth of smoking. Their skin has the leather appeal of someone who basically bathed in vodka daily, and they stumble out of there.
Nice.
And it's just like, wow, that's really attractive.
So there was not one person at the Tesla show that lived in a nice home?
No, it didn't appear to be. It was a very blue collar looking crowd.
Was every mechanic in the greater Chicagoland area?
I think so, and there was a lot of 82 Camaros in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Great.
This isn't 1985 anymore, kids. This is 2000, almost 15.
How many people that don't realize they still have a mullet?
That's funny you would bring that up.
All right.
What is the new rhythm guitarist's name for American Dog? What is his name?
Vinny.
Vinny. I hung out with Vinny a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was standing there, and there was people standing at the line to get Troy's autograph.
Okay.
And I looked over. Do you remember the movie Bachelor Party?
Sure.
Do you remember the little guy who basically banged the transvestite or the transsexual?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, remember that guy?
Yeah.
Remember what he looked like?
Mm-hmm.
Got the glasses, got the porn mustache going on, got the receding hairline going on.
Right.
There was a guy standing in line, glasses, mustache, totally bald on top, still had the mullet going on.
Oh, man.
He had the skullet going on.
Why did you not take a picture?
And I said to Vinny, I've always heard about it. I've never seen one, but there it is. And he goes, what? I said, it's a skullet. And he looked and he goes, oh, my God, it is. And you're right. I should have got a picture, but I didn't.
You should have walked right over to that guy and said, dude, can I take a picture with you?
He had a major skullet going on.
Dude, anybody that has an odd look, I take a picture with.
Right.
Anybody.
Yep. So he had the skullet going on. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, these people were definitely 25 to 30 years past their prime.
That's great.
So just to see it was
So if the over-under was 10, was it an over or under of attractive women?
Oh, under.
Under 10?
Oh, yeah.
And this thing was 1,500 people?
No, 900.
900, and there was under 10 attractive?
Yeah, I didn't really see anything to really look at.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How about over-under on bangable?
Man, probably under 10.
10?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it just was not an attractive crowd.
Jesus.
It was, you know, it was get the babysitter for the kids, or the kids are at the prom tonight, so let's me and the old lady sneak out and see Tesla.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Didn't see the hotties going on.
No, not at all. The hotties were working the bar or whatever.
Yeah, more or less.
That's funny. That's good shit.
Yep. So the music was good. Tesla was Tesla. They sounded like Tesla, looked like Tesla. Jeff Keith, same old shtick, and American Dog kicked ass. And there was one opener from Nashville. They were sort of a Allman Brothers style band. They had the Hammond B3 organ with the blues bass guitar. They were called the Vagabonds.
Okay. Any good?
Yeah, they were good. I mean, it wasn't my style of music, but they did the whole slide guitar and the Hammond B3 organ, and the guy was good. You know, the vocalist was real good, and they were just they were sort of like that mid-70s hippie kind of band type thing, you know. Right.
Were they local guys, or are they out on
the tour? They were from Nashville.
So they are on tour.
Yeah, they played with Tesla and American Dog for like 3 nights, I think.
Okay, that's
they were on the same label as Tesla, I guess.
Oh wow!
So they got to be on the bill for 3 nights.
So they bought on so that Tesla wouldn't have to pay for something. Nice.
I guess. I have no idea. But if you're an Allman Brothers fan and you like that kind of organ, guitar, bluesy stuff, they were pretty good. They were good. They were a solid band. That kind of stuff just doesn't get it for me, but for what they do, they were good.
Well, that's cool.
So overall, good show. I hadn't been to the House of Blues. I think since the last time I went there, I went to see BLS there, and I think about 30 minutes into the show, I left.
Yes.
Because it was just...
I try not to go there, man. I hate that place. I hate the Cleveland one. I just have a bad vibe in it, and the sound is never very good. So, most times if the headliner is the band that I like, I won't go. But if it's like I would have gone. If I would have gone on Tuesday, I would have seen American Dog and left.
Sure,
but I didn't.
Right.
Because I stink.
Right. Well, we haven't really done a whole rundown of what we got coming up tonight.
Right.
But we are live in the Classic Metal Show chat room over at chatandkill.com if you're listening to us via the Spreaker or our new outlet, iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
I guess since they link to the Spreaker, now are we live on iHeart right now?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Well, I'm going to go take a look.
All right.
Let me go take a look to iHeartRadio and see, but we have been accepted by iHeartRadio.
Yes, we have.
Through the diligence of Mr. Chris Aiken over the last 10 months.
Yeah, it only took 10 months.
But we're in for the time being.
Yeah, and it's funny, dude. I'm sure you saw that I posted on the Facebook about how I'm getting so many questions. Oh, the fucking show's going to be ruined now. They're going to fucking make you change the show.
Right. No, I guess we're not live over there.
So it's just the podcast?
Exactly.
Still, it's okay.
I thought since we go live on Spreaker, it might show up over there.
Who knows?
But anyway, the CMS is on iHeartRadio now.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. It says listen now. Okay, whatever. But anyway, we are live on Uncontrolled Noise. We're live on the CMS Radio Network. We're live on the Spreaker.
Right.
So if you're in any one of those, listening and you buy a computer, jump into the chat room, chatandkill.com, chatandkill.com.
Yes. And go into yet another chat room that everybody hates.
Right. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to talk to an author by the name of Ken Barr.
Yes.
He has a new book out called We Are the Road Crew. He's basically worked in the music business since 1978.
Yeah, he's been in it for a long time.
And he's worked with various artists, anywhere from Alice Cooper to Air Supply.
Right.
Air Supply. I got to ask him about that.
No, you can't ask those questions, dude. It's got to be about classic metal.
Right. But we're going to talk to him in about 10 minutes. And then later on tonight, Richie Kotzen, guitarist, will be checking in with us.
Yep, talking about his new greatest hits thing.
Right. And then we got some various news to get to. You got booted from your Facebook this week for a few hours.
72.
Yeah, you got booted. And then we got some news to cover and some things that you and I just kind of bandied about a little bit back and forth in a social related stuff that you thought might be worthy.
Sure.
So we can bring
And you have not talked hardly at all for 2 weeks.
I know, because you've just been so out of touch.
I have been like in lockdown.
Yeah. But we'll bring you the silliness that we normally do. But if you are listening to the Classic Metal Show live right now, we are in the chat room, chatandkill.com, chatandkill.com.
What does Wendell and Aiken think of the whole Ferguson debacle?
Well, you know what? We could talk a little bit about that because that is a hot topic, but I don't want to whip a dead horse here. but we can talk a little bit about it later in the show.
Is it bad that for the most part I don't know or care what happened down there?
Yeah, well, you're aware of it though.
I'm aware of it, but you know what? I could give a shit.
Right.
I really couldn't give a flying fuck. I'm sure it's somebody saying that some white cop killed some black kid and now it's racism and blah blah blah. I know that much, but
sure.
Whatever. Fuck them.
Right. But anyway, we got stuff to bring to you. So anyway, we're going to be talking to, like I said, with Ken Barr, author of a new book called We Are the Road Crew.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring him up. So since it's only about 7 minutes away, I thought maybe we would play a tune or two. We'll get him on the phone and we'll talk.
All right. How about Every Woman in the World by Air Supply? Would that work?
No, not for me.
Oh, well, you worked with Air Supply.
I understand. I understand that, but
no?
I got to be honest with you. I absolutely cannot stand Air Supply.
Come on, dude. Play some Air Supply.
No, I hate them. I really do. That is one band I absolutely detest.
Come on. Do you know any lyrics? Come on, dude. I'm lying alone with my head on the phone.
Oh, that's right.
Sleep thinking of you till it hurts.
Yeah. The only thing I can remember about Air Supply outside from their music is they did that whole infomercial thing.
Those things are fantastic.
Oh, my God.
The two gay guys sitting there with a bowl of fruit fucking that just screams, "We are the faggots."
Right.
Fucking at the table saying, "This was a great song back in 1973 when we were fucking each other in the ass."
Right.
After the show. So great. Here's Bread with If.
Sure. Oh, man.
So funny.
Just too much. All right. Well, let's jump into a couple tunes. I need to get an adult beverage to get my evening going.
So I'm not drinking adult beverages tonight. I'm drinking children's beverages, but I need one.
Okay. Well, I understood you were a little under the weather.
I am. I definitely am turning the microphone off every 2 seconds to cough. But
yeah, that whole lung thing happening again, huh?
Yeah, well, it's actually going around, or at least around here. There's a lot of people that have it right now. And
sure.
I am pile driving Mucinex and Dayquil and everything else I can to clear out my fucking lungs. But I'm sure you can hear I'm a little bleh.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I feel good, so we'll make it through.
Sure. Well, apparently our next guest has worked with Kiss.
Yes.
And that'll be interesting in itself because obviously people want to know, what was Gene Simmons like, man?
Yeah, man. What's that like?
Is he really the dick he comes off to be?
Dude, you toured with Kiss. What comes to mind?
Yeah. Is Paul Stanley really kind of light in the loafers, or is that all an act?
Hey, we can't be asking those questions now. iHeart might not like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, dude. You have to stick. Everything now has to be above board. So, Kiss, what kind of makeup do they use? That's the news show, dude. Because we have to. Didn't you see everybody talking this week?
I did. I think one of the funniest comments that I saw.
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it. It was like Robert Eng or somebody said the suits say, "Chris, if you could just refrain from using cunt and fuck, the sponsors would just love it."
Yeah, they would. But yeah, everybody, dude, I can't tell you how many private messages and emails and whatever I got this week from people with you have to change. You guys are going to have to change the show. It's going to kill the show. It's going to kill the show. I think we'd be fine if they threw us off the thing, wouldn't we?
The show is not going to change.
The show's not changing.
It's not changing.
If we get thrown off because they don't like something, then we get thrown off it. It's not like all of a sudden this is our living is being on iHeartRadio.
No, it's just a cool little extra added thing for us. If we lose it tomorrow, we're no worse off tomorrow than we were today.
It's 100% about being in the same forum that other people can stumble across us.
Right.
But a lot of people, because a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
But we're not changing anything. Now, I can tell you in all honesty, swearing it on my kids' lives, there has not been so much as a single, not one comment or conversation between you and I or me and Clear Channel or anybody else in these 10 months that we had to negotiate to get this done about changing the content.
Not a word.
Not a single word has been spoken about that. We will not do that.
Sure.
If we were going to do that, we'd be on satellite right now.
Exactly.
And me making money.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
Don't worry about it. The show's going to be the same.
Yeah, you know.
I feel like David Byrne from the Talking Heads, same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
We haven't changed for anything else that's come along. Why would we change for this?
Don't go changing.
Hey, that's another good one here. And I'm Russell Hitchcock from Air Supply.
Right.
Isn't his name Russell Hitchcock?
Russell something.
Something cock. It's Graham Russell and Russell Hitchcock.
Is it Hitchcock?
I think it's Hitchcock. Now I got to know.
Is it Graham Russell and Russell Graham?
No.
No?
I'm sure it's Hitchcock.
Okay, whatever. Hedgecock. Is it Hedgecock?
Hedgecock.
Is it Hedgecock?
It is Russell Hitchcock and Graham Russell. I know my Air Supply, dude.
I'll tell you a story later about that.
Look, why would you question my homosexuality? I clearly know about Air Supply.
Right. All right, dude. Well, I'm going to go get a drink, and then we'll call our next guest.
All right.
And I'm going to play probably, one of the most cheesiest, more fun Kiss tunes.
Okay.
From their Animalize release.
All right.
Burn, Bitch, Burn.
It's my theme song.
There you go. All right. Well, here's Kiss. We'll be back with our next guest by the name of Ken Barr, and we'll talk to him all about being on the road, because he is, after all, the road crew.
That's right.
Here it is. It's Kiss exclusively here
on your classic metal show.